Good evening. This is the Dean of all things spicy from Conjured Vapors Peppers, and I'm here to do a pepper review for you. So these pods come from a friend of mine by the name of Jake Cole. These are a Dragontalli crossed with a big mustard mama. And the Dragontalli was originally a chocolate primatelli crossed with the dragon's breath. Then it's then crossed into the big mustard mama. Pretty pods. Cut them open, see what they look like on the inside. So here's the first one. I have to be careful not to let any seeds fall out because the seeds aren't to be saved. So once again, Dragontalli crossed with the big mustard mama. I will consume this one, then I'll cut open the second one, let you see that one, and then we'll eat that one. So the scent is pure chinense. No sweetness, no nothing else. See how she tastes. So the initial hit was probably about a million, 1.1 million on the Scoville scale. As I swallowed, it started to hit the back of my throat a lot harder than a ghost would, so it's climbing. So I'll let you know what it's going to be like once it's done. The burn is completely in the back of my throat, as well as the back of my tongue. I do have a little bit on the tip of my tongue, but not a whole lot yet. I think by the time the burn is full, it's going to be a full mouth burn. See how it goes. Let's cut the second one open, see how she looks. Handy dandy knife. Once again, careful not to let any seeds come out. A lot of placenta. She's a pretty pod. Number 2. See how she goes. So I wanted to hold off on the flavor until I got through the second one to let you know how it tastes. So the flavor at the beginning is slightly bitter, and then about halfway through the chewing process, it becomes somewhat floral. It's not extremely floral, but it is floral. There's florality there. It seems like there's a little bit of sweetness on the back end. Once again, the burn is completely in the back of my mouth, just a tiny bit on the tip of my tongue. I was thinking it was going to be a whole mouth burn, but it's not. It's mostly back of my mouth. Back, rear roof, rear tongue, throat. After the second pot, I do have a tear coming out of my left eye. My nose is starting to run a little bit. So that initial impression of 1.1 million is wrong. There's a tear falling. I'm going to say 1.6 and a half or 1.7 million. I do feel it in my chest, which is something that I consider 1.5 or above. I never really get like the ear burn that people always talk about, especially when they're about to get an endorphin dump. My nose is running now, so let me wipe it down. So my estimated chew is 1.7 million. Chew being Scoville heat units. If you haven't watched my previous videos or if you don't understand what chew is. Overall, it's a good pepper. It's very hot. I would not try this if you're not a chili head. If you are a chili head and you just like the milder pods, I would still give it a shot once Jake releases it. But I would only cut a sliver off the tip. Try that first before you go after a whole pod. So we're gonna sit on this burn a little bit, see if it goes anywhere. Jake, thank you so much for the pods. It's nice to have something to review from somebody else. And it's a good pod. It's warm, which is always a good thing. Let's see. Okay, the heat is completely peaked. Starting to go back down a little bit. And yes, there is a sweetness on the back end. There's no sweetness at the outset. For culinary uses, I would absolutely pair this with a steak. Get a good ribeye, slice this up, roast it on top. Yeah, let it marinate in the oil that's coming off the juice off the top of the ribeye. I think that would be an amazing use for this pepper. Ooh, tomahawk. Yeah. Let's see. What else would this pepper be good for? Would make a good sauce. I think that the florality would affect the sauce. So you would absolutely have to have something to negate that floral flavor, unless of course you're doing a rose hot sauce. um, it's not that floral, but it does have some florality to it. It's a doable pod for a chili head. Let's see. I wouldn't pair this with chicken or pork in any way, shape, or form. Gotta be red meat. Maybe a roast. Yeah. Now this, you know how when you make a roast and you put the carrots and the potatoes and stuff down inside the broth? Yeah. Put some of these down inside that broth. Of course, if you do more than 2 or 3, you may not want to drink that broth. It might be a little challenging. That could be a League of Fire challenge. Nah, wouldn't last. Good pepper. I like it. So I definitely had one tear come out of my left eye. My nose started to run. I felt it in my chest, back of my throat. The heat's almost completely dissipated now. We're at the 12-minute mark with 2 pods. It'd be a good challenge pod. I think this would be good in a belt match. Probably make it like maybe the 4th set of pods. Yeah, I'd make this about the 4th set of pods on a belt match, and I'd give somebody 2 or 3 of them. This would be a good challenge pod. I like the cross. Again, the Dragontalli cross with the Big Monster Mama, and the Dragontalli was created by Jake Cole. It was a chocolate Primatali cross with the Dragon's Breath. I've seen a lot of people eat the Dragontalli, but I haven't yet. I will, just not yet. Good pepper. Thank you, Jake. I appreciate it. So Jake's YouTube will be linked in my description. Check him out. He's a great guy, great friend. This is the Dean of All Things Spicy. Thank you for watching. Have a beautiful night. I'm out.